episode 124. Here we go. A couple of buddies over here. We got Schuchster. We got BananaMac. How we feeling, everybody? Here we are. We're kicking off the NBA season. Are we ready for this or what? We've been watching some NBA.
Let's go.
We've been watching those first games or what, huh? We watch, anybody here went to first game opening nights of the NBA season? Show of hands. Anybody? Nope. Schuchster, no.
Oh yeah, went to Blazers last night. Chauncey Billups was looking good.
Well, I mean,
you went to Chauncey Billups' last game.
The
historic final game of him coaching in the NBA.
Look at his jersey.
Oof.
Is it a bad time to wear this jersey? Is that a bad time? I don't know.
I need to get one of those.
Yeah.
The best time.
Listen,
best
it's a collector.
I had to pull it out.
That is
great career.
Awesome.
Great career.
That is so cool. I mean, how was the game?
He definitely had a great playing career.
Listen, that's what is the plan now? What's the plan now in Portland? We have something going in the meantime. What's the immediate here right now?
It's over. Yeah, we'll just wrap it up. We'll see you next year.
Oh, come on. What?
Was opening game at least good? It was a good start.
Yeah, the Blazers were ahead until the last minute, so there must have been some people with bets on the game.
They were not expected to be competing to that point anyway, I would not think. So I would be very happy about that if I was a Blazers fan, at least about the first game.
What other takeaways you had from the game? Anyone on the other opposing team there you saw was standing out? Any breakout players? Something you weren't expecting?
Well, Ant was on fire, but that was expected.
Yes. How was it? Is that the first game you've seen him live, or have you seen him before in live NBA action?
They come out here a lot. Yeah, same division.
Okay. Very cool. And Schuchster, what do you
watch him play?
Awesome. I mean, yeah, it just must be electric. I'm sure some of the fourth quarter action, just watching that live when the game starts tightening up, just is exciting. Obviously. Schuchster, you've watched some of the games here this last night, night before, any of the opening season
first,
opening
I have
night
to say
game?
There's nothing better for podcast chemistry than little delays that are happening. So it's just thriving right now, and I'm freaking loving it. It's absolutely electric, the chemistry right now.
Listen, why didn't you just invite your buddy over?
No, I mean, I watched I should have. I'm a Laker fan. First game wasn't great. It was like, the season's back on, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot about this part. Like, this is the worst part about watching basketball is the frustrating games. And in the off season, it's all, rainbows and butterflies. And especially it's like I watch WNBA games. I don't really have a dog in that fight. Like I'm not like diehard for any particular team necessarily. There's teams I want to win usually, but it's not like ruins your mood. Like when I'm like, why? Sometimes I'll walk away from a game and I'm like, why did I even never start watching sports? Because it affects my mental health in a negative way sometimes. And I don't. So anyway, that wasn't those kind of games, but I remember got a bunch of friends together for the first game of the season, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. It was against the Clippers, and it was a miserable game. Turnovers, awful. We were down by like 10 with like 5 minutes to go. And I remember turning to somebody and be like, I really wanted to enjoy watching this game. Like, I really wanted to have a good night, and I really wanted to enjoy watching this game. And this one of my friends was like, the game's not over yet. And I'm like, I wanted to enjoy watching the game. Like, the game, we might win the game, but I did not enjoy the experience of watching it. Maybe I'll get to some enjoyable feeling at the end, but not so much. So that's how I feel. Watch it sometimes.
Whose Lakers performance were you impressed with, though? Game one. What was some of your takeaways from that?
Luka, obviously Reeves, but everyone was turning the freaking ball over. Nobody else could score other than Luka and Reeves. I really walked away from it thinking about how unimpressed I was by players more than how impressed I was by them. I remember that kind of silly to say it, but it felt like a Cinderella year where we had traded Russell Westbrook. We got D'Angelo Russell and Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley, and we went to the conference finals. I'm telling you that series when we beat the Warriors, it's a series I'll never forget in my life. It was so exciting. Like, we did not expect to go as far as we did, and I think as a dickhead Laker fan, we always go into series thinking we're going to win it, always. And that was a time where I didn't think we were going to go very far in the playoffs. And it was, I was like, oh, this is what other sports franchises experience. And it was really exciting and all that kind of stuff. But I remember thinking how good Vanderbilt was. Like, Vanderbilt was so good, and he got injured the next year, and it's just, you hate when you get this, you feel like you got this diamond in the rough, and you get some injuries and never get back to it. And that's like another really disappointing part about sports.
Well, I mean, but the Lakers, never call it quits. You know that there's going to be some moves along the way. Trade deadline. There's going to be something going on that's going to, move and shake things up. I don't think the Lakers are just going to just say,
They
well,
call
this is who
They
we
call
got.
it quits. Sometimes they call it quits. They definitely call it quits sometimes. I disagree. They definitely call it quits sometimes.
Well, I mean, look.
Bronny's going to turn into LeBron James.
Yeah. He has that LeBron James blood in him.
He has that vibe, It
Yeah,
feels like
yeah.
he's meant to be.
Somebody asked me the other day, how long do you think after LeBron retires do we get rid of Bronny? And first of all, like, people talk about Bronny so much, and one of my friends was like, dude, Bronny's so terrible, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, how come why did you talk about him so much? I've never heard you. Why didn't you ever talk about Maxwell Lewis? And he's like, who's Maxwell Lewis? And I was like, exactly. He was a guy that was in the same position. You never talked about him. You never were upset that he was on our team. Why didn't you talk about Jalen Hood-Schifino? Why didn't I ever hear you talk about him? People are too invested in a player that is not an important part of the rotation. He's there for playing practice with the rest of the players, being an NBA level player. And there's players like that on every single roster. Look, I mean, Alexo knows he has a whole team full of players like that he roots for.
In other news, guys, my Raptors, they took home a win.
Yeah.
Against Atlanta.
Yeah.
And they I haven't been to their home opener yet because as a time of this recording, it hasn't happened yet, but I'm going because I got to see my guy Grady Dick live. 21 points against Atlanta. He's going to have all-star season. I got my signed ball here. Shout out NBATOPSHOT.
Beautiful.
Life's
Very
good.
nice.
Life's happy in Raptors land for me.
That's awesome. What have you been thinking of the Raptors playing that first game? What else you feel on the team? Some bright spots you saw.
Honestly, at first, I thought this season was going to be a bust. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not think. I mean, we're one game in. I shouldn't be talking like this. I wasn't expecting it to look this good, but because they did so well in preseason, and now we won our first game, I'm thinking playoffs this year. I've got finals in my head. I'm delusional.
All right.
So I'm not the person to talk to about this.
What are we thinking of the World Series coming up here?
I'm sorry, but I think we got a dead team walking right now. I'm sorry, but I cannot imagine the Dodgers losing in this World Series right now, especially.
I mean, who has home field advantage?
We have not had home field advantage the entire time, and we've lost one game the whole series so far. So
teams that swept aren't known to win it, though.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Hey,
I think we're in for a 6 or 7 game series.
Yeah,
I would be very surprised myself, but I could be biased, so I don't know. I was much more afraid last year, and that's not because of the teams being better. It's that we struggled a little bit more in the playoffs last year. This playoffs, I never even felt one single moment of adversity. And maybe sometimes that can set a team up for failure, but I didn't have a second of stress. And I don't remember the last time I had a whole playoff run feeling like that. Like last year, super stressed during the Padres series last year.
I just don't want to see LA again. So here's my thing. I said even if Seattle beat the Jays, I was rooting Seattle because I was like, I don't want to see LA win it again. So it's going to be even more painful if I do watch my team lose to LA, who has so many. And you got to understand, guys, I'm 27. I've never seen this in my life.
Yeah.
My Jays have never made it this far. So for me, this is my first time. This is exciting.
This is it.
I'm just like,
Either way, I think right. Seattle they never made it to the World Series, so this would have been their first. But then for you, it's still a first since there was a '93 and Joe Carter game, I guess, winning walk-off home run. That's just that was. I mean, what was it
32
years? Jeez. All right, so this is it.
And I live in a household where like every year we'll put the stuff on the tree, and I'm putting up the 92 championship bulb and the 93 championship bulb, and I want a 2025 Blue Jay bulb for my damn Christmas tree, guys.
Oh, nice. Listen, I mean, this is right now. Is as close as it can be. So hopefully, we can see a tight series here. It would be nice. 1 second.
I haven't seen my Toronto teams thrive like this in a while.
Yeah.
I think that. I think that regardless of how this goes, I think you're going to be happy with the experience of this whole thing. Like, regardless of how the World Series goes, like I think about. I mean, Paul, we got to talk about it about playing the Yankees last year. I cannot imagine a single Yankees fan being happy with how that experience this went. It's like It was. We had a couple. Mets put up a good fight. Padres put up a really good fight. I don't watch a lot of baseball. I'm not a huge baseball fan. I'm way more of a basketball fan. I watched the whole season with basketball, and I just watched the playoffs for baseball. So I'm one of those guys. So I don't know the teams very well. I don't know all the players that well. But I'm in blurry mode. But I just like watching the Yankees play last year. I was like, what are they even doing in the World Series? Like this didn't.
Yeah.
It was confusing to me. But there's something about baseball that when you lose, you look really bad, and when you win, you look really good. And even in,
I think you're
good.
I think your camera went blurry.
Yeah, I know.
Your vision's blurred about this World Series.
Nice.
It's Toronto's year. That's why you're all blurry over there.
That's true. It's true.
He's not seeing it coming.
Yeah, I think the camera's like does not compute this information. So anyway, also me talking about it. What do I know? What do I fucking know? I don't know. I don't know much about baseball anyway, so I'm just kind of talking out of my ass anyway.
But yeah, with the Yankees,
LA has a history, man, and like, yeah.
Yankees against the Dodgers, you don't want to see a team defeat themselves. It's different. I mean, obviously, I feel like a lot of people expect the Dodgers just to be the juggernaut that they are, but to make mistakes and do, have some bad errors, it's just like really, like you don't want to lose by giving away, games that you think you should have and you could take the lead on. I mean, it's just not, it's no fun watching a game like that. But if you're getting defeated, just power versus power and good pitching versus good pitching, and you lose, you're like, okay, they had the better team. But when you give a game away, it's just like, bad errors, bad base running. It's kind of the fundamentals that you just say, like, when the fundamentals aren't there, it's the most frustrating thing as a fan. I think though New York is getting used to this. I mean, we got a Giant game not that long ago in the NFL. 33 points in the fourth quarter by the Denver Broncos. I mean, guys, come on. We're really going testing our patience out over here between all these collapses. It's just like, what do you want us to take next? So I don't know. People are gonna be watching a lot of Netflix shows for the next coming months if the Knicks can't pull it out. If you can't tell, we got one win, and all New York here is going crazy that the Knicks are winning the championship this year because they came out against the Cavs. They look good in that first game. New coach. Everybody on the bench was scoring. I mean, no one's gonna get hurt this season. I'm sure there won't be any injuries taking away any plays for some time, but it's a long season.
Mitchell Robinson's going to be healthy the whole season.
Yep. This season should be fun. I mean, who knows what big moves happens, any trades, things like that. But it's bringing us right up into, as we all know here, are a bunch of collectors of what do we got? NBA Top Shot, NFL All Day. What's our love and our passions here? What are we collecting, and what are we getting excited for lately?
I'm collecting my Top Shot and my NFL All Day. Both depending on the week. So I collect NFL All Day if I need something for the playbook, more or less. Or it's a Dolphins player because that's my favorite team. Even though they suck, let me be. And then Top Shot, I am an absolute freak. It does not stop at the Raptors. I collect everyone. I like to line those fast break lineups up. I'm 1 for 2 right now, which isn't a good look, but give me time,
so
guys.
I'm 1 for 2 also. I lost yesterday.
Yesterday, I feel like guys didn't show up. Like, I was let down by Trae Young. I was let down by James Harden. I was let down by somebody else. Derek White's the only guy who held my lineup up.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson screwed me over. Really had high hopes for Duncan Robinson.
Alexo, what are we thinking of fast breaks so far in the first couple nights?
I'm undefeated. Well, first of all, am I back? Is my internet working?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Back.
sweet. All right.
Yeah, you're
I
good.
got like 1 minute to fit in everything I need to say before it cuts out again. So, um, so fast break's good, undefeated. Barely made it last night. 15 out of 15 3-pointers. So feeling good. Barely squeaked it through. Zach Levine just got enough for me. So
I should have
Nice.
played him.
And how we feeling with Zach Levine? Yeah, that's definitely a good score. What are we thinking of the new announcements here for the season with fast breaks and new packs and Cooper flag and the limited mint sizes? How do you feel that affected any of your fast break run or strategy, or what to buy now, or what are you looking at moving around in your collection, and anything, Alexo, that you took away from how this season's starting out?
I mean, it's great announcements top to bottom. They're really cooking this year, so I'm excited to watch how that plays out. Especially the on-chain moments, making sure these are permanent, just like physical collectibles, is the biggest part for me. The scarcity, I have unpopular opinions there, just because I like to collect more moments, and more scarcity means I'll not be able to collect as much. So I have a mixed feeling about that, but hopefully I'm going to sit back and watch and see how it goes. Hopefully it builds the platform, but for me, I'll probably be collecting less just because there's less to collect.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm not a team that has Cooper flag, so I'm not worried about getting at least one of my rookie. But for me, I'm like, I'd rather not be able to collect and be sidelined and see the prices up and get people on the platform. Because like, I'd just rather not have a moment than have like 10 of them that are bummed on floaty for 30 cents.
I want 1,000 of them. So
I know it's everyone's
different kind
right?
of collectors. So yeah.
Totally. And like,
yeah, I know. Well, that's 1,000 is about all you get for rookie debuts, right? 1,000 rookie debuts, 99 and 50 parallels. So you get 1,000 of them, you got them all. So I mean, it's doable. I mean, if you if you're a big collector and collecting and stacking, I mean, you could really go in and narrow the margin on a specific player. So I think it's going to be, it's going to be interesting, and it's going to, to me, it looks like limited min sizes are great because obviously, like collecting anything, it's collecting baseball, football, basketball cards as a kid, cardboard. Sometimes it's you have your cardboard, your favorite player, right? So LeBron James, let's say, or maybe Magic Johnson. So you got your Magic card. Do you collect them every year? Do you look like, okay, I have the tops, 1990. I need the 91, 92, 93. Sometimes you're like, well, I got my one or two. I'm just going to wait now to get, a specific one, maybe an autograph card, maybe this. So as digital evolves, I just feel like, maybe not everybody's collecting every series of their favorite player, but now, it's something that, okay, they're going to shrink that min size to just keep certain parallels. So there's different moments, and there's rares, and there's legendaries, and we have, so many different moments that come out. So you don't need maybe a ton of the commons, you don't need a ton of them, because if you have this, collectors that are really dialed in, I think maybe it's nice to say, all right, I do want to own this one because there's only 25. I do want to own this one because it's, really limited. So I kind of like that. And I like to see that there's not just an oversaturation of just commons.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. I guess the only issue I have is that out of 25 might be like their best moment of their career. And you'll just say, I'm never going to have it. So
you don't know that. Someone could put up on a floaty loan that you fund and it defaults. I got to mention floaty, guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's a world of opportunities.
It's just a little harder. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
It is. It definitely a struggle for true collectors, especially if it's a guy on your team. Like,
yeah,
it's hard when you want that and you want that.
I feel like, though, we've been kind of seeing that too with some of the historic moments that have come out, like where you have, your first moment, of a historic player. Obviously, I'm being a New York fan, John Starks, has a challenge reward that came out, his only moment right now, and it's only a limited supply. I think it's a challenge reward of was it 45, something in that area. It's really limited. It's really something that if you wanted it, would you wait to buy it on the marketplace? Should I just complete the challenge and know I'm going to get it regardless? So, I mean, all those decisions where it's kind of like, I think we're seeing that with those historic moments, that they're real limited. And if someone wants one of those, one of 10 Will Chamberlains, it's hard to get a hold of one. Obviously that's all that's out there. But you see who's going for it and who's saying, well, maybe I'll wait it out and see what happens. Any historic moments that you've been after all summer and that you kind of targeted as I better get one because there's not too many?
I like that 70s set. So I finished that rare set. That was within my budget, but yeah, all those ultimates, no way. It's not happening. I've accepted that.
How has your I know that you have taken steps back compared to when you were one of the biggest whales on the site. How has your strategy changed? Because I haven't gotten the full update on that, and I'm kind of curious because I know you said you're still collecting common sets, but you have set a budget.
Yeah, I mean, I essentially spent all my money like everyone else in 2021. So now I'm just trying to be more responsible. And then for a while, I was just pushing myself maybe farther than I should have.
Yeah.
collecting sets because it was possible to collect everything. But now that it's impossible to collect everything, I just collect the sets that I can afford. That's essentially it.
Yeah.
So that's my only thing I'm going to watch going forward is how many sets can I collect this year versus last year with the same budget. I have a feeling it's going to be less, but we'll see how it plays out.
So do you have a monthly budget or an annual budget, or you don't have to go too much into this if you don't want, but do you set it by like weekly or monthly or yearly?
It's just whatever I have extra laying around.
Whatever you find in the couch cushions?
Exactly. Yep. Collecting.
It is hard.
Recycling cans for 10 cents, whatever I can do for moments.
It's hard though in the beginning of the season when you see all the pack drops, because I know last year myself, I was going like video game numbers, throwdowns for the win. And then I was like, this is not realistic.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
But the new moments come out and you're like, I need all of them.
Yeah. FOMO is just nonstop. Yeah. It's
Series 23-24. I did for the win, throwdowns and video game numbers. And then last year I was like, I'm just doing denied. I wanted that Victor Wembanyama expert challenge reward that I ended up selling when I needed something else anyway. Lesson to be learned for myself is I have to lock the expert challenge reward immediately. Otherwise I'm going to end up selling it because I want to pivot to something else because I'm so ADD about it. But
so I was in the same boat. I started the denied and I got all the way to SAR, and then I decided to sell my SAR and buy a legendary because I decided to pivot from denied and go towards Ascensions because I was like, that SAR is going to devalue a little when freshman gems unlock and if he gets an honors moment, which he did. So I targeted that legendary set, which I'm mixed on.
Also, I'm sure, and I guess this will bring me up to my next point, I'm also sure you probably wanted to go for that Ascension set because you wanted to have legendaries that you were going to use for fast break because we had certain rules set in place that we thought that we were going to be continuing with moving forward.
Yes, and to air my grievance a little bit, that set I went after specifically because those guys are making a name for themselves in the league. So I was like, do I want 4 plays of Josh Hart? Yes, I do. Trey Murphy, like Austin Reeves, like all these guys was like, yeah, I want them. Like
Peyton
they make enough of it.
Pritchard.
Yeah, and I picked him up for like $128. Like it was reasonable for like the average Joe to actually complete those challenges. And I took out floaty loans to help me. So I'm kind of like upset because I don't know if there's one guy in that set who gives me 4 uses anymore, which sucks. Like they're all 3 plays.
But I mean, the values are still going to be a value of a legendary is still going to, be higher than some of the other moments that are out there of them. Cause I don't know any other Josh Harts that are worth a lot more if there's Series 1 or an S2. It's like it's still going to be the most valuable of that player. And it's nice, at least I think I've been seeing some rares giving me 3 plays, 3 plays instead of the 4, where I think I've seen some moments that I had before give me an extra 1 or 2. It's kind of the legendaries may not give you the 4 plays, but I've had some moments I think that will give me 1 or 2 plays, and now they're giving me an extra 1. So it's kind of,
I
a little on both sides.
I like that a lot. Like, so I think like Jalen Williams, his metallic gold from his rookie year, it's like a $70 or $90 moment. I like that it gets 3 plays opposed to his metallic gold from this year. That's $24. Like, I think that giving those the value matters. I think what sucks is that it's $300 for the average sale price, which it hurts a lot of the legendary market. Like, guys like Miles Turner and Brooke Lopez, I think my BAM, like half my legendaries don't hit the 300 because of guys like Greatest Pirate Hunter who screws the market. And like, I love Top Shot. I'm working with it. I don't want to shit on them. It just does suck a little in that sense. I feel like if they made it even $150 average sale price for 4 plays, I'd be happy. Leave the 3 play where it is.
I have a good idea. We just pump every moment to be worth $1,000 plus.
Done.
And then
so are you going to your daily budget?
Yeah.
All
Leave in the comments. We're pumping everything.
Can I cook a little bit?
I'll let you.
All right.
If it's good.
All right. Because I mean, anybody that follows me on Twitter, I'm sure, saw that I was extremely upset with a myriad of things. So first of all, I'm glad that we've had 2 days for me to cool off because we had this conversation 2 days ago. I just think I would have been pretty unreasonable. Because I do understand that when you see somebody complaining about something on the site because their bags personally were affected, you kind of lose a little of the understanding for their argument a little bit too. And so I also have to keep that into account that, some of the things I'm going to be complaining about are because they affected my bags personally. But I'm a person that's in the market, right? So I also look at it as Top Shot's relationship with its own users. And I do think in general, like when we're looking at Topps or we're looking at Panini or, anything like that, they are a creator of the cards, and that's where their relationship ends. Where with Top Shot, you not only are the creator of the cards, but you're also the card shop. So they also have a different responsibility with the market. Now I know that there's things like Floaty. Use promo code BananaMac for 10% off your first purchase at Floaty. But now so hopefully that expands more in the future for more marketplaces and all that kind of stuff. But I know that there has been a very regular flow of things that I enjoy and I use with Top Shot and has become a focus of my user experience that has been taken away or changed with no explanation and seemingly for no, reason to pull. I know, the word rug is thrown out, but I absolutely think that what happened with Fast Break was a rug. I thought that I hadn't have any idea that it was up for discussion to change the rules of Fast Break. I spent this offseason collecting legendaries to get 4 uses specifically. So now none of them are necessarily ones I wouldn't want. And sometimes I get that people are like collect what you love, and that's kind of a focus on it. But this does not solve that. I do not think that this solves that. I think that people are going to be buying, lace them up from Series 1. Maybe that's a bad example, but and by the way, I think lace them up from Series 1 is the ugliest pack art that is on the website. As a side note,
I like it.
I don't know how anybody. I don't know how anybody cool. But anyway, that's fine. I felt like an easy solution would have been to put a floor of 2 uses for a rare and a floor of 4 uses for a legendary, and even say, hey, this is for 1 year, and then that's it. It's just at least they know we're going to be upset every time they do a change. They know they can change anything and people get upset. People get upset for no reason. People want to get upset. People jump to be upset. I don't want to be upset. I oftentimes look at the user base and I'm like, you guys are going insane. This This is not important. This is not, and we muddy the waters. So I realized when I'm complaining and I was upset about fast break, I just sounded like another bird chirping in a sea of 1,000 birds, even though birds aren't really in the seas, but whatever. There's tons of questions. You're in the Discord right now for fast break. The same questions are being asked. How do we set captains? How do we do this? What happened to the tiebreakers? Why aren't tiebreakers working? They didn't give a good enough explanation. Everybody's confused. People are like, why isn't pro there? Why don't we have milestone rewards? And the people from fast break, they're gone. For Top Shot, they're gone. They're gone from Discord right now. They are obviously in some sort of mandatory be quiet mode because of they're only getting yelled at. They're only getting ripped apart on Discord. And I know that's unfortunate, but they have to be the messengers, right? People have to respond to them. Although some people do, realize, hey, this isn't the person that made the decision. If you want information out of them, ask them questions, but do not badger them.
So, one of my things is, I went on Twitter and people were upset about the rewards. And one thing I said to people is, yo, it's round 1. They've always changed rewards for each run. Things have changed along the way. So
Agreed.
I said to people, simmer, we're on round 1. Let it be. I came on the first few days and I was like, I'm not going to say much about the fast break changes. I'm going to ride it out and see how I feel before I make my statement. But I feel like people jump on them really quick with certain things.
Sure.
I totally agree with a lot of what you're saying besides the rewards. I was like, everyone's settled.
Well, I'm just saying that people are confused. So I wasn't even complaining about the rewards. I was complaining about the amount of mass chaos and confusion that is in that Discord because of the very, very F-rated rollout of the new.
I think they would be better off to make a video. Sammy D talking when they released the freshman gems. He literally broke down how you take the rookie debuts and turn them into gems and turn them into revelations in a whole video. And I think that's the best thing for the user base because you're not reading it and assuming you're understanding it the right way or whatever. It is literally them exactly telling you. And they should go back to that. Steve
Baller's blockchain, he has an ASMR voice that he could do and calm everybody down with their video on it.
It's the best.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
I think there was a bad rollout. I think that the fact there was only a couple hours with no time to understand, the fact that everybody just there's hardcore players that just spent the summer strategizing by the old rules 3 hours before it goes. Imagine if this happened in the NBA that, oh, by the way, 3 hours before tip-off, no more 3-pointers, but we do have a 4-pointer that you can shoot from the ceiling if you brought a ladder to climb up to the ceiling and shoot from the ceiling. It would be chaos, and that's kind of what they set us up with, and maybe that's a little hyperbolic, because I think that everything that I read in the playbook, the roadmap, was good. But I don't see anybody excited about it because it was a really good roadmap that was dampened by, there's people out there say, like I said, collect what you love. It's a collectible first. Somebody responded to me that said it's a collectible first when I was complaining about fast break. I'm like, dude, you don't get to tell me what Top Shot is to me. There's no wrong way to Top Shot unless you're using it to gain wealth. I guess that's the wrong way to Top Shot. But although it could be, I think everybody still thinks it could be worth something one day. But at the time being, everybody that's actively in the Top Shot streets, we are not looking to make a quick flip. We enjoy the product. We enjoy using it. There's nobody that's still around that doesn't like basketball that is trying to make a bunch of money, except for Greatest Pirate Hunter.
But no, I agree. I mean, I know it's tough. I think though it's just so many things that were coming out, and as we've always been a part of, obviously a rollout, and not that everything is what we want, but it's, I think, the overall good with the bad. Obviously, there's a lot that I think is going to narrow down, and as they always seem to address certain gaps in rollouts or in plans, it'll, I think, work its way over time and kind of settle into something that gives us a new motivation, say. It's something that, because if everybody collects, I feel like if you have your one legendary of your favorite, of your player that you wanted for fast break, your favorite player to play that game, what's the odds of you buying a second legendary of that player? It's kind of like, well, now I could kind of reevaluate my collection. Like, what am I doing this for fast break alone? Am I doing it for both? And now I think that they could do some crafty stuff, which I know it came out very quick, but there was a I guess that's average sale price thing that they gave you Dapper credit back. It came at the same time as the drop. I know a lot of people were like, it was so fast until that,
I missed it.
money ran out.
I really had some great things to put on there, but I was at work.
But a lot of people did, but it's also nice to say, well, maybe it's going to come back. There's going to maybe be more things like that, kind of just like, well, here's a, maybe it was like a little beta test. Remember we used to get those test packs where it was just like, hey, who's on in 30 minutes? Everybody sign up and you get, a $9 pack for $1 or whatever.
I mean,
but
I would be shocked to see it at Christmas. That might continue. Like the holidays last year, look at like the burning rares and legendaries. I wouldn't be shocked to see them do a average sale price ASPR little burn again. Wouldn't shock me at all, because like I'm with you, Paulie. I think that was a test.
Yeah, I think so, because I think also with, like you said, like, we have these legendaries. So maybe we have a set of legendaries that you're like, all right, now what do I do with these? It's like, well, maybe now if they have a burn board or they have something for credit, all right, I'm sure that they, as we saw the repacks of previous years, they're going to want legendaries again to put in packs, especially with the low mint sizes, because we know this new year is going to have low mint sizes. I feel like they're going to need those old rares and legendaries to do some of those mixed packs that they were doing, especially towards like the playoffs and the end of the season and then All-Star break, where you can get a series 1, 2, and 3 in those packs when you were when they're filling up and selling those quick rips. They'll fill them up with something, and maybe they're going to need those legendaries back, because look how many are being produced. You have some of these rookies only coming with 29 rookie revelation legendary. There's 29, 5 parallel, and then a one of one. So it's a total of 35. So I mean, it's like the legendaries aren't going to be mass produced, like has some other previous seasons have been, compared to how many active users are on. So those legendaries, I think, like don't wish them away and say, what do I got these paperweights right now. I think just hold on to them for a little while. Don't do no fire sales, because some people now are just looking at what's the highest offer. I'm accepting this and getting rid of my Legos.
And like
that's literally selling low, right? Like you're selling low at that point.
Yeah.
Because anybody that wants to buy one already bought them. They would have bought it. If they wanted that and they were willing to pay top price for it, they would have already bought it over the summer. So you're not going to get good price for it no matter what, because they already had the opportunity to buy that, unless it just got payday or they just got taxes back or something.
And like you said, Paulie, about loving certain moments, like I got a Kyle Lowry Run It Back legendary in my collection, which I did with a trade. Shout out Just Gliding. That thing's worth $68 right now. It started at like $200 and it's dipped down that low. But I didn't buy that for 4 fast break use. I don't know if I'll ever put Kyle Lowry in like 1 or 2 lineups, let alone 4. So that's one that like is in my collection because I'm a Raptors fan. It's him and DeMar DeRozan. I'm nostalgic.
My Derek Fisher. I'm not using Derek Fisher.
Let's go
for
Crypto Slab.
For it is definitely they did. I didn't think historic running back would ever, or I'm sorry, historic fast break would ever be a thing. So definitely did not buy that with the intention. So people that play fast break aren't just people out there grinding with it's just a portion of my collection. And sometimes
it's fun to have the utility.
Yeah, and sometimes it's fun that I have utility. Also, it is kind of fun to get some legendaries that I normally wouldn't go, because I usually have more of a intense drive toward whatever I'm purchasing at the time. Like, hey, I just completed. I said on Twitter when I completed it that I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship that I keep going back with, because I was just railing about Top Shot, and then I completed a legendary set today. So I like. And this is knowing now that fast break is going to be different for those as well. So the thing is that's frustrating also, and I respect everybody's points, and also I realize that I'm just one person on here, and I don't have the big picture in mind the way Top Shot necessarily does, but there's more on that too, because Top Shot's big picture very well could be different than each of our individuals' big pictures completely. Because they need to be a for-profit company, and they are going to have different motivations than us. And I think that that's something that's important for all of us to realize when we're sitting here thinking that we're going to be paying for our kids' college funds with Top Shot, which is I think that a lot of people thought a couple years ago. I don't think anybody can think now, because Top Shot does have different motivations than we do, and in a lot of ways that's okay. But the thing is, the confidence of the user base to see it erode over the past 5 years, and to see them kind of still do those types of things when really I don't think there would be a single complaint if they had changed. Well, there still would have been complaints. There's complaints no matter what they do. They can't win. They literally cannot win. But I like, again, if they had that floor of the 2 uses for rares and 3 uses for legendary, we're going to do this for 1 season. The next season, that's going away. So you at least have a year to kind of, unload your bags and all that kind of stuff. A simple decision that would have at least made me not feel spurned. But also, just like you brought a good point that you're like, well, I have some rares that I got 3 uses of, and I have some legendaries that I've lost uses of. That actually I don't like also. So I don't like that you got 3 uses on something that you didn't strategize around that, and that I lost it a use when I did strategize around that. So not only have I weakened my own account, but your account got boosted when you weren't strategizing around it, right? So that's a kind of a double way, especially because the way I play Fast Break is and we talked about the last time I was on the podcast, I am in the fields for daily leaderboards. That's it. If I win in the run leaderboards and I win, that's fine. But I look at it daily leaderboards. I try to play non-chalky plays. I try to play plays. I look at the top 5 or 6 players that are being used, eliminate them from my lineup. I won't use them. I will only use other players unless I'm in a 2-game night like tonight, or and when you look at those types of boosts that you have, it's a big difference. And
but the thing is like, I don't mind certain rares getting 3 use, because I sold my Alxo denied simply because I was like, I'm sure he's going to get an honors. That's going to be way cheaper. I'm going to sell it in the high and run off, because people are going to be trying to get him for next year's Fast Break. He's cheaper than a freshman gem. And that would have been a 3-use play. It's a well over $100 moment. And I downgraded. I downgraded purely on strategy, but I'm glad that people who are holding a moment that's a rare that's worth that much get the utility, because those moments are getting dumped because people are like, I'll dump it for $100 and I can buy 8 rares.
Totally not a hill I'm dying. Totally not a hill I'm dying on, right? And that's totally my own personal thing. It's not even something I would rail against or even discuss publicly on a podcast like I'm doing right now. It's just like it changes a lot. Like, there's several things. So I'm not necessarily excited about that, but there's plenty of things that happen on Top Shot that I'm not excited about and don't help me. That's fine, whatever. But it's different between something changing that I don't like and whatever. Maybe that's good for the ecosystem. It's not good for my bags, but it's better for the ecosystem. So ultimately, it is better for my bags, even though I don't even like calling it a bag anymore. It's my collection.
Oh, and like, my thing is keeping good vibes. Like, I roll in, where we are right now, the CNC crew, and I roll in our Discord, and we're all like happy, go lucky compared
100%.
to other areas of Top Shot. So I try to keep a very like high look at it. It's very rare I'm negative on the product, and that's just me. Like, I get it, because there's moments I'm not happy either, but teach your own, right?
But I think it's easy to be positive about this, just because as a collectible, it has so many aspects. I think it's like, if Schuckster, if you're really game plan and your bag specifically, if you don't like calling it a bag, but whatever you got there, you're using it for Fast Break, and you're using it to win, to get that leaderboard win on those nights, to get a nice reward pack. But in the same sense, where if certain things are being more leveled now, because it's maybe those bigger moments are being, say, brought down for use, and the guys with a rare bringing that up for an extra use, you're highlighting, like Banana's saying, those rookie moments. You have like something that's worth more as far as like a personal collector, but now they get an extra use out of it. So it's kind of like, I think it gives a nice reset to where you have a small mint size coming out for the future with this, that it gives everybody a new motivation, because right now you got to do something with your collection. I don't have a ton of legendaries, so now I'm maybe looking at other moments that I'm saying, well, I could afford this rare and I get almost the same use as it would be on a big Lego. So now I look at it always. My thing is that I love the collectibles here. I love the community. And as most fun things, the more people you have, the better it is. Everyone's always like, hey, it's a party. Why not? If I got a big room, let's fill it up. And to me, it's kind of like, if a new person comes in and kind of sees, well, you know what? I love this rare rookie, and it's only $100, and I'm going to get 3 uses out of it or 4 uses out of it to play. in fast break. I think if it's, like we said, better for the ecosystem in a way. So many of us collect. I mean, Alxo, you collect for a whole nother aspect and reason. What do you think on that? What do you think for you and going forward? Do you see changes and something of restructuring and kind of just what the ecosystem is towards new users coming in that see these moments?
I think ultimately it's a hobby, so it's better to have fun than try to be upset all the time. But it's also good to share opinions, and that's how the product grows. But the really exciting thing for me is that this is just still a brand new industry, and we're all kind of pioneers in this journey. So I'm just excited to be part of the ride, and that's the vibes I get from the Collectin and Connecting community, and that's why I love it, you guys, so much. It's just awesome.
What vibes do you get from Schuckster though, Alxo? Come on, what vibes over here?
It's a mixed bag over there, but
oh my god!
But I'll give a super follower a pass. You're good.
The number one super follower.
I know we got evidence right here.
Before we got rugged on Alxo super. When super followers first started, Alxo opened it up, and I was his first super follower. So,
listen, I think it's something that I feel like just kind of, as most collectibles, don't do anything harsh. Kind of wait and see what happens. As reading through some of that, opening forum to the season in the blog post. That the fact of that, they did say that the burning, the burning will be lots of it. And as far as there will be more often, the return of trade tickets. So all your commons that you have, been stacking up from all your quick rip packs, and you were like, great, another 5 base commons. Well, now what? If we're going to have trade tickets, they're going to want to buy back some moments, possibly, and burning more often for maybe credit or who knows what, especially when they do some of these fun limited amounts. I'm sure there's going to be, burn boards and leaderboards for certain teams with these rookies. So some of those moments that you have are going to, maybe you decide what to do with them. I think what's really cool is that it's getting everybody a chance, even though maybe it was abrupt on certain aspects, but it gives you a chance to relook at what you have. Sometimes if everything stays the same year after year, when you got a 4,000, 5,000 moments in there, I don't know what goes far back down the scroll, because if I don't start filtering and sorting, I forget I even have some of these things. No, Shucks is caving in over here. Come on, Shucks. Come over.
First of all, like anybody that has interacted with me knows that I am not a type of person that's just needlessly negative, for sure. If anybody thinks that about me at this point, I don't understand, because I am, one, I'm still here. I am constantly positive about Top Shot. I like a lot of it, and there's people that have relentlessly attacked me for, like, I was just defending Drew Austin on Twitter last week for people posting all these tweets about things he said about the, complaining about Top Shot user base, which some of it can be true. Like, we can be entitled, we can be whiners. I've seen things that people have said about that made me go, guys, why are you guys trying to be outraged all the time? I do have a question though. Do you guys think, honest question here, for a new user right now, that this is a less complicated fast break than it was when you had rare and legendaries for 2 uses and 4 uses? Do you think this is less complicated? Because I think this is more complicated.
I'll be the devil's advocate, saying that now it's directly tied to monetary value, and so you don't care about the tiers. A new collector can come in and just spend. Oh, I need to spend $300. Okay, I love this. I love this windmill dunk from LeBron. It's a common, but I can still get a bunch of use out of it, and I don't have to care about what tier it is. I don't have to learn the details of the rest of Top Shot. I can just jump in and play, and it's a dollar amount. I understand dollar amount.
And to add on to that, if they continue the Master Challenge Expert rewards, you know what I mean? If a new user comes in, they're like, oh, the Hustle and Show set's really cool, and it's going to have a Master Challenge reward. Let's say it did. That new user knows they can go for that and end up getting extra uses off of, like, a common, like Alxo. Like, it also would be easier for you to want to complete sets.
I think that if these 2 options were set at the very beginning of Fast Break, I definitely could see myself on either side. I would be like, whichever one. I don't know. They both sound fine, because I think they both sound like good systems. I think there is a lot of advantage to the ASP that I don't disagree with. I don't think it's a bad setup. I think the rollout's the bad setup, and I think removing
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
removing uses of legendaries from people that have perhaps bought them for that with the trust that Top Shot would be following through with it. That's my only problem. That's literally my only problem with the whole thing. Like the actual system for this, I don't think it's bad. I'm more of a sign me up for your fantasy league, whatever the rules are, as long as I understand them. Hey, even if they're not the rules that I would pick, we're all playing with the same rules, and it's fine. So that's
I agree with your feedback there. The plan you had, the rollout plan you had or described, would have been perfect.
Yeah.
And just in general, just going forward, if there's going to be changes, it'd be nice to have a sunset and like a sunrise into it. But that does take development effort and communication effort, and it's not free for them to plan all that out. So, but I guess the feedback is just maybe give us some thought, and if there is a way to roll it out softly, then do it that way. I agree.
Maybe gently. Well, I was going to say, instead of just kicking me in the nuts, and then I was going to do like an analogy of doing that slowly, which would be worse. So that's not a good analogy.
I don't know. That's
Yeah,
debatable.
listen, it's a Band-Aid. Right off, man. Listen, I think it's, I understand obviously where you're coming from with the fast break, but like I always feel like this is one element to collecting. It's like if you're really passionate about that fast break, obviously that you need to retool a lot to play it. But with this, these are collectible moments that I have fun ripping packs. So it's like I love looking at the new packs coming out, and I want to do that. Some people, they just love to just collect one guy. This is my favorite player, I'm just collecting this, or the one team. You have Ariel collecting every Lakers moment that's out there. It's like he's not maybe as focused on fast break as you are, but his passion is that every Lakers moment I want to own it and fill up my grid. Where it's like now, I look a lot of these changes coming up too, and a lot of the fun stuff with the smaller mints and trade tickets. What do you guys think of this crate system? The boxes, the crates. You can use your trade tickets. I mean, this is something that has never happened before. So it's like if you take the things that haven't happened, and it's like, all right, we want to roll out this way or that way. I sometimes say, you know what? It's like IKEA furniture. You got to put it together, right? If you take out one bag at a time and put everything there neatly, it's going to take you 2 days to put that together. Sometimes dump the box out. That's it. Let's just sort through it, get it ready, and let's just go with what we got. And then all of a sudden you start putting one piece together, another piece together, and you're like, all right, now I can see it.
Collecting podcast is on fire with analogies in this episode. That's what I was going to
say. Hey, look at this. We got the slow kick in the balls, and we got the IKEA furniture.
I guess my final overarching thing, and then I'll stop talking about it completely. But the thing I question from it, I think, is like, was it worth this change in the rules that I don't think is a huge change in the rules? I think the gameplay is going to be very similar. It's just kind of a little different structuring. Was it worth spurning players that are users or the user base, or making them feel spurned? Like, regardless, maybe I feel spurned level 50 and I really just got spurned level 10, right? But I felt 50. At least at the time. And I don't feel as bad now. I need to cool off and all that kind of stuff. But is it worth those changes and the way they did the changes? Like, when we talk about keeping the good vibes, the vibes are important for the market. Once the vibes started shifting, the market started shifting. So I completely am with, like, trying to remain positive on it. And it's just like, then you see something like, man, I don't know if this was worth the changes if you're going to make the, people have more of a negative sentiment on it. Even the four of us could sit here and get 100 people super happy, but if in general the sentiment is a negative one, it's like, well, we got to look back at them and be like, guys, we've seen this. You guys knew that that they had a group chat or a Discord that they communicated, or Teams, and that somebody had to have. That there was a conversation. Somebody's like, just so you know, people are going to be pissed, and they had to, and they knew that what the reaction was going to be.
But I also feel like they gave us so much like good news that I feel like I'm not speaking on behalf of them, but if I were working for them, I would be like, meh, if we lose a couple people over it, so be it, because like there's always going to be some changes, kind of like what Paulie said at some point. And for me personally, as much as like it sucks that a lot of my legendaries aren't for uses anymore, I'm also like, what I get from this community overall and the lower mints and all the things that are going to make me happy, I'm going to adapt to the fast break changing. Because I'm assuming this isn't going to be the only game. I'm sure things are going to be evolve, and we're going to get another game and more entertainment, and that's kind of where I sit with
That's
it.
what I think too with the NBA Top Shot partners, and there's things where that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like hold on to those legendaries and things like that, because as part of the good vibes or just feeling good about it, honestly, look at all the rewards. Nice, there we go. Nice apparel. You know, just the reward system for player rewards, set rewards. I mean, where else you have collectibles that you get in this much reward? And there's going to be player leaderboards. Look at this, autograph merch, memorabilia.
I mean, this
is what you can get
with
your collection.
Ball that was they just
you got a sign ball,
and I got the Magic Johnson.
We got Alxo with the. We got Alxo with something behind him over there. I mean, this is all right. What do you got? What do you got behind you there that came from being a Top Shot collector?
I got a signed Magic Johnson jersey, and underneath it is a signed Cade Cunningham jersey, and all brought to you by Top Shot. Yeah.
Alxo and I went to that together, and we didn't know that the jerseys were going to be signed. So we were like, once they got signed, we were like,
that's
you know,
and like experiences like that for me personally, I would leave Top Shot over it.
Yeah.
How they treat us in Vegas. They got me to the first WNBA game in Toronto. I've gone to G League games. I've gone to Raptors games. Like, I can't like thank them enough, right? So like little bumps in the road, I could have a meltdown about it, but I think they know that we're loyal. Top Shot users who are still have been riding this out, we're loyal people.
Yeah. There's no question that we have the users that remain are an incredibly loyal fan base. Like even when we get upset, like we get upset, you know, if I get upset, you know, I can get upset with a friend or a family member. And again, what did I do today? I still completed a legendary set because I wanted it. And I know that that's not going to have that much use on Fast Break. So it's not all about Fast Break for me. Right. And it is not like although the vibes 5 years ago were much better in the community in general, you know, there are still places like this and people that you follow on you know, in the community that, you know, we still in general, some of us can be critical, but in general, the people that are still here really like the product. They're not here because they're crypto traders. They're here because they like the product.
And I've said it for years, like when you have feedback, like it's how you say the feedback. Like I've always said on this podcast, writing them and telling them to like F themselves in the tweets people send out, they don't listen to you.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like that right there would leave a bad taste in my mouth. I'd be like, suck it. I'm glad you're.
Yeah, imagine somebody coming to your work like that. You'd be like, we don't want you as a customer.
So like for me, when I give them feedback, I'm going to hit them privately in the DM where none of my Twitter followers see it. And I write nicely. I'm like, hey, this is how I feel, vice versa. So it gives me a good relationship with them and vice versa. Like, I think how we come across with our feedback as collectors matters. Like we need to be respectful to them as well, you know?
Yeah, some diplomacy helps.
Well said.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see. I think a lot of fun stuff here. Those player leaderboards, those team leaderboards that are going to be for awards. I mean, there's going to be meet and greets with some of these rookies that they've announced that they've partnered with, and with that, you're going to have the biggest collection of those players in order to get that opportunity. I mean, this is something that's just I think it gives every moment value. It's something that just kind of wait and see where things roll out throughout the season, because you could have a moment where when it comes to those leaderboard times and then the time is narrowing, the average sale price keeps going up because somebody's afraid that I might come in one position shy of meeting my favorite rookie. So it's just another aspect to collecting Top Shot. I just want to thank everybody today. Schuckster, Alxo, Banana, thank you so much. It's been a fun episode.
Court is adjourned. We were having
court is adjourned. Your positive vibes are gleaming. Look at the sun coming in through the side of you over there. You're like an epiphany you had over there. Very nice.